Welcome to another episode of the WeakLEE Podcast. My guest with me tonight is somebody I played 10-year-old bitty basketball with.
Talk about it.
Yeah. We won a national championship. He was the MVP.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you are.
That's crazy.
My partner, Mr. Will York.
My dog. Man, love,
you,
bro.
brother.
For sure, man.
He came all the way from Houston to do an episode with me.
Yeah, it kind of worked out like that. My little brother got married.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout
So
out
he
to
had
Brandon.
a wedding. Yeah. B, my brother, he got married. So, yeah, perfect opportunity, bro. We're
Right.
happy we connected. You know what I'm saying? Chop it up.
Me too.
Yeah.
So tell people about yourself.
For sure, man. My name is Will. I live in Houston. I'm from New Orleans originally. Let's see, I'm 34. I work for a renewable energy company in Florida, but I kind of work a hybrid schedule, remote. I work in business development, and I run an art gallery and creative studio in Houston. And I also have a nonprofit called BLK Fathers. So a little busy. Got a 13-year-old kid, really a grown up. You know what I'm saying? Navigating that. But yeah, man, it's a little bit about myself. I don't really play ball like that no more.
Yeah.
Got
You
old,
retired?
get knee problems and all type of shit when I'm out there now. So but yeah, bro, that's
Right. But we're going to talk about Black fathers
for sure.
and daughters.
Yeah.
Because you have a daughter.
Mhm.
So how was it like just being there from day one?
Bro, it was tough, dog. So I had my daughter when I was 20.
Mm-hmm.
I was a sophomore in college, and shit, I thought my life was over. I thought the shit was over.
What, that was over?
Bro, because it was an unexpected thing.
Yeah.
I was in school. I had a plan. Like, I always been very, like, plan forward, and that was, like, audible in a plan that I didn't expect to happen.
Right.
And so, yeah, it just really made me wake up, you know, a lot sooner. And I feel like it made me take life a lot more serious.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so it really shaped my perspective real early. It made me really want to, you know, figure out what I had to do. So a lot of my partners, my friends, you know what I'm saying, they were, you know, going out. My focus had to be different. So I started getting internships real early. I think my sophomore year when I found out, I like buckled down. I ended up getting an internship. I worked at Chevron for a little bit. Then I worked at ConocoPhillips and, you know, kind of worked my way up or whatever. But it just really made me grow up, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line.
So do you feel you had any advantages with having a child young?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, it made me more focused. It made me understand that, you know, my life now, it's not like I could be like a starving artist and sleep on people's couches.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't have the luxury of doing that. I had to make it happen. So it really made me it made me look at life a lot differently, and it made me more serious and more focused. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest advantage. It just helped me grow up a lot faster.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I know for me, I ain't had my first child. I was 27.
Right.
So
right.
I had a whole lot of time to party.
Now, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? I joined a fraternity. I still did a lot. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, yeah, it's completely different. Like, think about you when you was 20.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine yourself? Like,
nah.
Yeah, exactly.
Not at all.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was wild when I was 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what disadvantages do you feel it was?
I mean, everything. You know, being responsible for somebody so young, you know, having to make real decisions that could likely, you know, really affect my daughter, her growth, her trajectory, all of this type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was it was tough. You know what I'm saying? I had to say no to a lot of things. I couldn't really go out with I could have, but I always wanted to be like a good father.
Yeah,
You know
I always wanted to be there.
Yeah, I always wanted to be there. I took it very seriously. So I think those are some of the biggest disadvantages, like just not being able to have that same social life like that,
Mm-hmm.
not do things with my peers. and just the responsibility of that. I still was in school, still trying to figure it out, and then on top of that, I got to worry about, diapers and you know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying. So I think that was the biggest disadvantage.
But what made you not want to become a statistic when it comes to black fathers?
Right, right, right. You the perfect person to ask me that too, because like you said, we've been knowing each other since we were 10.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen my pops around?
Nah.
No.
Right.
And I played baseball, basketball, football, and me and my pops got a real good relationship now. But growing up, like I ain't had that. So my mama, she was vital to like getting us to practices, like making sure we did things. And we also had like people like your pops, you know what I'm saying? We had Coach DeWitt, we had other people
Yeah.
involved.
Coach Bull.
Coach Bo, yeah,
Yeah.
everybody. So everybody, that's one thing I do miss about the city. You know what I'm saying? They really took all of us under their wing. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? My mama couldn't do it, and somebody else would step up. So because I had that father figure in my own dad, I looked elsewhere. And so, just being around good men like that, it made me want to step up for my own child.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't even a option, really. I wasn't gonna be no statistic. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, how it been for you and your pops like now? Like when do y'all really start y'all relationship?
I would say, so I was like, and I don't speak for B, but B was like, that's my younger brother. So he was angry. He wanted to fight my dad when he was growing up. You know what I'm saying? I kind of had to take a big brother approach and be like, man, nah, don't victimize yourself. You don't have to be a victim. Let's, figure it out. So I think I was like 20, 23 when I was like, okay, my daughter is about be 3 or 4. I really want her to know her grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I think around that time was when I really was like, all right, I need to kind of, put the shit to the past. And I also was older now. Now I have, the mother of my daughter. We have a relationship. I need to figure out, how I need to navigate that. But I also got older, so I wanted to understand my pop side of the story a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think like around 23 is when I was like very serious about it. And then I went down this rabbit hole of trying to find out more about like my family history and my lineage and stuff. Like I found out that I had a great uncle or something that played in the Negro Leagues. You know what I'm saying? I was always small. I was a short player, but I was skilled. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I always wanted to know like where that came from, and I found out my pops used to hoop for real. I had an uncle that played for the Buffalo Bills for some years. So, just kind of rekindling that, trying to learn more about the family history. And then on top of that, I really wanted him to be a part of my daughter's life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So all of that stuff kind of contributed to it.
Yeah. That's a good look though. Because I know a lot of people don't be trying to be interested or don't want to be interested.
Right.
And that's a lot. But that had me think about just, like you said, other people's side of the story. Because something happened for it to be that way. Like, you don't know how he felt. You don't know if his whole mindset behind it all as to why he did that.
Right. Nah, that's a fact, bro. Like, so my grandfather was incarcerated, bro, his whole life. And I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So like.
So he didn't know.
He didn't know. Well, I still think that's an excuse.
Yeah, because you could always find out.
Right. And then I'm the third, so I have his exact name.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like when you kind of contextualize, like you grow up and you learn like, oh shit, it's not really black and white like you thought it was. It's a lot of different variables involved. He had a lot of sisters, so he was influenced about a lot of things there. And then, his pops was locked up, so, every weekend he was going to the prison to go talk to his pops through a phone. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't see him face to face type of thing. So, I don't know. We never got down to the bottom of like why I think it's not a. I didn't harp on that. I wanted to have a relationship going forward. Right. And then I also wanted to like understand more so I can help be a better father for my daughter. So, you know, like the history of it wasn't as important as like what we doing
where we about
going
to go
forward. Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
Exactly.
So what is it like having a daughter?
That's layered. That's a complex question.
Cause I got a daughter that's gonna be here in March. So,
what
is it like to have a daughter?
Bro, it's exciting, bro. You know, it's exciting. I don't have a son, so I don't have enough to compare it to. But from my experience, you know, growing up, my daughter, she was like my little best friend. That's like my little dog. You know what I'm saying? I was very close with her. We talked about everything. She wanted to show me everything. And that's from a perspective of somebody being very active. I was very active in her life. Mm-hmm. You know, popping up, you're going to enjoy, like when she get a little older, popping up at her at school with her, you know, bringing the Chick-fil-A and shit like that. Yeah. So we had a very close-knit bond relationship, and we still do. But she's 13 now, so I would say like 11, 12, then it was like she was too cool for me. You know what I'm saying? She didn't want me to pop up at school no more. She ain't like how I dress. Like it was always, you know what I'm saying? So from what I understand though, you know, it goes up and down. So when you first have them, they love you, your best friend. Your daughter first words might be dad, daddy. Then they don't like you. I heard this like teenage phase is the worst for us. I heard it's like, you know, they trying to figure out things. They have a friend group, you know, they trying to learn themselves. They also have a menstrual cycle. Mm-hmm. All of that stuff kind of contribute to, you know, how they feel about stuff. But so you go through that. I'm not there yet, but
you know it's coming.
I know it's coming. So and so she had her cycle and stuff already, but in terms of like that teenage rebellious phase, mm-hmm. I haven't experienced that just yet. Cross my fingers on that shit. But then, you know, I heard then they come back to you. Then I heard it's a lot of love, and you know they look for guidance in relationships, and mm-hmm. you know, from what I understand, a lot of girls when they grow up, they look for men based on their relationship with their fathers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a lot of responsibility, but I think overall, you know, as time progresses, from what I understand, daughters take care of their daddies when they get older. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
But that's something I want to touch on.
For sure.
Why do you feel like the fact of live fathers not in their daughter's life is a real reason why women don't really know how to navigate with relationships, right?
I would say I don't think it's the number one, but I think it's a huge influence, bro. Yeah, mm-hmm. Absolutely. Just from my own experience, I know like our responsibility as a father is to instill like self-confidence, you know, self-esteem. You know, you feel kind of an emotional void because you are the male in their lives. So, you know, when they're looking at relationships and stuff, they're trying to emulate that experience from their father.
Right.
You know what I mean? So think about, you know, women who didn't have that. They may be trying to fill that void, and somebody who showed them something nice, give them compliments, or, you know, they have to fill that void that they never had. Mm-hmm. So, you know, being a father, I think, is a huge responsibility because it's our duty, and I take it very seriously. It's our duty to show them the world. You know what I'm saying? It's our duty to make sure they, you know, they understand what it's like to go to a nice restaurant, you know, travel and see things. And, you know, you supposed to be putting your daughter on game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, we grew up with all type of dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We probably was some of them dudes, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where, you know, dudes that finesse women, tell them what they want to hear, you know.
To get what you want to get out of them.
Yeah. And, you know, I think some of it is sometimes malicious and intentional on behalf of the man, but a lot of times it's kind of what we grew up on.
Mm-hmm. What we know.
What we know.
Because all we see.
All we see. But also, you know, the shit kind of get perpetuated when, you know, you talking to, even growing up, like, the thing about growing up and talking to different girls is like how many girls you could smash, how many
Yeah,
girls you could conquer.
it's about how many you could get.
How many you could get, exactly. So if you think about that, and this is something that you are conditioned to learn every day, all day, when you get older and you come across a female that you're interested in, 9 times out of 10, you more so want to take advantage of her than, actually court the girl and have a genuine relationship.
Mm-hmm.
But if you come across my daughter, she won't get finesse like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because her pops had already told her, don't fall for that. Value yourself. All of those different values that you will want to instill in your daughter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it's like the security come from the parents always. And we the ones that set the bar for that self-esteem. And I know just with me having boys, like I got a 7-year-old now. And it's like I'm trying to make sure like I don't have him feel like he have to be cool by having a lot of women. Cause it's like a real man is all about how many women, not about how many you have, but how many you don't have. Cause
talk about it.
Yeah, there's power in that.
Yeah.
Cause that's how you really move in your purpose.
Right.
And it's so easy because it's easy for women to be attracted to men. Yeah. And for us to get them.
Yep.
But like you said, we just can't misuse women. And that's what we all know it, because that's all we see. That's all we hear.
Right.
That's all TV, people around us, like
social media,
it's bad.
All that. Yeah. It's bad. It is bad, but I try to look for opportunity in it because I think I love what you're doing, bro, because you bringing attention to it. And it's important for us to kind of put out the opposite side of the fence, because it's important for us to combat like what's been out there. Like that ain't the only way. That's actually not the right way. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things that are popular because it's bullshit.
Yeah. And people gravitate to drama.
People gravitate to drama, bro. Exactly.
That's what sells.
That's what sells, bro. That's what sells, bro. So, it's important for, even though it's like, sometimes it feel like you're throwing a rock in the ocean.
Yeah.
You got to do it. You got to keep throwing the rocks because, if my biggest thing is if one person here, that's enough. That's enough. So, yeah, bro. I'm curious to hear from you. Raising a son, like, how has that been? And now you about to have a daughter, bro. Like, what are you mentally? What are you thinking? You know what I'm saying? I'm
thinking, like, mentally at this point, I'm thinking of just about my communication. Like, I'm used to getting on my son. Like, bro, I said don't do that, and it's like with my tone and all that, I probably can't do like that with a daughter.
Nah. Yeah, it's a lot different, bro.
Yeah.
Cause I say that all the time. I'm like, man, cause my daughter hoops too.
Yeah,
she play ball, and she nice. She getting into it. She kind of like our age when we were playing and real serious about it. That's where she at. So, certain things you got to be on top of them, but you got to watch how you say it. And my daughter's also, she's born in July. She's a Cancer, so she's a crybaby.
Right.
So I can't say things a certain way. But I feel like if I had a son and he was a Cancer, I probably would still go out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it is something you got to keep in mind. And then for you also, your son is 7.
Yeah.
So, as he get older and watch you how you raise your daughter, he might be like, why are you treating her like that and you didn't treat me like that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you gotta anticipate that too.
I think that's gonna be one of the biggest things with me raising my kids, because I got 2 boys and got a daughter on the way, and it's just like my boys, they see the best example of me as a man. So for my daughter, I'm gonna make sure she see the best example of a man that she wants to have. And I just gotta make sure I set that bar high.
Yeah.
Because I don't want her to be out here tripping.
Right.
And doing things that I know she don't need to be doing, or that's having her feel like she don't know her value. Because I want to make sure, just like my boys, I want to make sure that they know and understand that their value, don't settle for less, And I want the same thing for my daughter.
Yeah. No, exactly, bro. I think the hardest thing about that though is like, and we put our parents through this too. They still gonna fall.
Yeah.
They gonna make mistakes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They gonna go through certain things. You're gonna be like, I told you so, but you can't be a I told you so type of parent. You just gotta show them love and show them examples.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the toughest part, bro. Like allowing them the space to make mistakes, because they gonna make mistakes.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
That's something we can't. It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm speaking from a perspective. I'm not an expert at this by no means.
Right.
I think the effort is there, the intention is there, the love, and all of that stuff is there. And I think that's like half the battle.
Right.
But the other half is just praying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just praying, bro, because like we can't call it. Like shit happens, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you can't control it.
And you can see it from us.
Yeah.
Because we done a whole lot of things we probably shouldn't have done, and our parents been like, man, I told this dude not to do that. And then he went to do it anyway.
Man, facts, boy. You know how hard it was to tell my mama that I got a girl pregnant at 20?
Right.
She like, what? I was so nervous about telling her that. But, I feel like bounce back, doing the best I can. And, hopefully I'm making my mama proud. So, yeah, bro. It ain't no rule book to it, but you just got to have that right intention, I think.
Yeah, you got to. You have to. Yeah. What do you feel is the biggest emotional damage that a man could do for not being there for his daughter?
Man. Like I said, that emotional void, bro, I think it's very important for women or girls to see, to see a representation of a man who they aspire to have in their life. You know what I'm saying? So when you miss that void, when you don't feel that void, then you kind of leave them in disarray to kind of figure it out on their own. So you think about a girl in their formative years learning what the world is about, and then at the same time, getting interest from whoever, you leave them susceptible to making like some very poor decisions that could like ruin their emotional state, ruin their like discernment, ruin their outlook on the value of who they are as a person. You know what I'm saying? And, we see it all the time. Like a lot of women who are out here who kind of go a different route, a lot of times it's because they got daddy issues. Like a lot of times. And they're looking for it. And especially for women who, get a lot of attention from men. It's like a drug.
Yeah.
They're constantly looking for that attention. They're constantly looking for male approval. You know what I'm saying? And it's a recipe for disaster, because your self-worth and your value shouldn't come from a man. It should come from yourself.
Right.
Like you should be your biggest critic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, honestly, bro, I think it's cowardly for men when they decide not to step up for their son, their daughter.
Yeah,
like,
they child, period.
Yeah, I think we should bring back shame.
Yeah.
Real talk. Like, I think it's too many men out here procreating and just abandoning the kid as if they asked to be here.
Yeah.
I think it's cowardly, bro. So, and I have that perspective, bro, because when we bring our kids to school every day, 9 times out of 10, bro, they are around their peers and other kids. Like, we're not there to like help them navigate that. So if they in school with, Chris and, Jessica over here, and they come from broken families, then the stuff that they learn could possibly influence your kid.
Yeah.
So it's like, if Chris daddy did his part and Jessica daddy did his part, then we have a less percentage of, our kids being led into all type of shit that the world got to offer. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, do your part. I'm going to do my part. You know what I'm saying? And if you need help, holler at me. I'll come and help you. Because
we're in this together.
Yeah, we in this together. But to flat out just say, like, I'm good or pretend like it didn't happen. Like, that's cowardly.
Because that's one thing that I didn't realize until like a few years ago, just like growing up and like talking to girls.
Mm-hmm.
It had to be at least 90% of girls that I've talked to didn't have their dad in their life. And if they did have their dad in their life, they didn't really have a strong relationship with them.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I was just making sure, like, once I heard that we were having a girl, I was like, look, I ain't trying to be on that statistic. That's dead. Right. I'm not trying to have my daughter. Like, nah, bro. Because it's like, I see the damage that it caused.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's stuff that women shouldn't have to deal with, and a lot of things that they do that they can't take back.
Right.
But at the same time, it's all the fact of just trying to find and fill that void.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But like you said, that's the terrible way for women to be going to do that.
Yeah, man. It's tough, bro. And a lot of like social media clips that we see is being sensationalized. Like, you should never be a stepdaddy or you should never do this. And my thing is, like, a lot of these kids growing up without their biological dad for no reason that they did anything wrong, just you got a coward for a daddy. These other men who step up, like, yo, imagine if we didn't have that. Like,
yeah, they should be praised more.
They should be praised more, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They should be praised more because they stepping up for people who didn't step up. And at the end of the day, it's supporting not only the woman, but also these kids and the trajectory of their life. Dog, one wrong move in my life, I'm sure my life could be completely different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got dudes, I just learned, we got dudes that we grew up with playing ball with, who, homeless, asking for money, strung out on drugs, like, right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, bro, like, we just got to do our part.
And that's one thing that I be trying to tell, like, Bryce, me and Bryson talk about it, just like people who we went to school with, everybody don't know how to handle life. And it shows. Because we be like, man, you remember this dude was cold at now this dude on the corner, like you said, like, it's bad. And then you really be like, what happened? It could be the fact that their father really wasn't there.
Right. A lack of guidance.
Yeah.
Just think about that, bro. See, I don't put the onus on women. I'm not saying that they are devoid of responsibility, but I put the onus on men.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because if every man just stepped up and did what he was supposed to do, I think we would be in a lot better position. And I scream that from the rooftop, bro. Like, I'm not perfect. I'm sure you're not perfect.
Yeah.
We're not perfect, bro. But just stepping up for your own responsibilities go a long way.
God made us the head.
God made us the head, bro. With much is given, much is required.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact.
So do you inspire to have more kids?
For sure. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. I'm engaged now, so my fiance, she's very maternal. Like, it'll be terrible if she didn't have more kids.
Right.
If God want that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, I think about that a lot because I had Naya so young that now I feel like I learn a lot more. I know a lot more how to navigate certain things. I have more resources now, so yeah. And I don't think everybody should have kids, but some of my partners who are doing well in life, I'll be like, bro, you should have a kid. Because I feel like, the type of man that he is or they are, they will produce quality men.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of like, BS men making kids and leaving the kids out here to figure shit out on their own. And I'm just like, if more men had kids, then we'll have more successful kids out in the world.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because, like you say, men who shouldn't have kids. But they just got to get out of their selfishness.
Right.
That's all it is.
Right.
You got to tap into you being unselfish and understand that my life is not mine. I'm trying to produce longevity, build a legacy, and understand that everything is for my kids and my grandkids.
Right.
So once people tap out of selfishness, they'll have kids.
You're right, bro. You're right. Like that at the end of the day, you're right. That's what it is. It's just selfishness. Yeah.
They just feel like they don't want to do their responsibility right now.
Right. Don't get me wrong. It feel like an inconvenience.
It's really not that bad. Having kids is not bad,
bro. It's not. It's one of the best things that ever happened to me, bro. Honestly, like my bond with my daughter is like has made me the man I am today.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, although it was a unplanned pregnancy and everything, like I think it was God's will. And if I didn't take that responsibility on the way that I have, I think that my life would be different. But I also think God bless people who step up like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's many benefits from it, bro.
So what do you want your daughter to remember most about you?
Just that I was there, that I gave a damn enough to be there for her, but it wasn't just about her. It was just about Black men, period. You know what I'm saying? I started this nonprofit because I wanted to dispel like the stereotypes and misconceptions of Black fatherhood. Because a lot of us, like us, right? Like a lot of us taking care of our responsibilities, bro.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to put out a negative, you know, I don't want to have a negative outlook of Black men, period, or just men, period, in fatherhood. But I feel like for my daughter, I just want her to know that I gave a damn and I cared.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, other men, I want them to care. And if they have no idea how to do it, to just not be selfish and just step up and do it. Yeah. So that's it, bro. Like very, very simple. Like my dad cared. You know, he did everything he could do. You know what I'm saying? And he wanted other men to do the same. That's it.
So the whole Black Fathers thing, that's just for like people who want to just talk about it, or what exactly is it exactly?
Yeah, bro. So 2025, I'm gonna have a lot more programming, but essentially it's just a community of Black men, whether that's us, you know, having a forum like this where we could talk about things. But my biggest thing is to provide resources. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, like I know a lot of cases where, you know, some of these disgruntled women who probably had daddy issues put the man through hell, and the man is trying to get custody of his kids and, you know, that sort of thing. And they don't have the financial resources to do that. You know what I'm saying? My objective is to have resources for everything. Like if you need a haircut, we got a whole database of men that could come through and get your haircut. If you need to, you know, refine your resume or try to get a job, or, you know, you're going through a custody battle and you need a recommendation for a lawyer. Like, I just want it to be a lot easier to be a father.
Right.
So, and also have conversations, bro. Like, conversations rule the nation. Like, I could sit down here and talk to you for like an hour and I learn so much from it. And hopefully you'll learn a lot from me. And we'll lead a conversation as better men.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I just want to provide that platform for men. But the objective is for us to be better fathers.
That's powerful.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate it.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, man.
Well, we're going to have the link for Black Fathers in the description.
For sure.
I appreciate you doing this episode with me, man.
Man, for sure, man. Anytime, bro. Anytime, man.
I'm going to have to come out there to Houston now.
Yeah, you got to. You know, when you come out there, you got a home in Houston too, bro.
Yeah.
Real talk. Yeah. For sure.
It's another episode, man. Open, honest, vulnerable. Tune in next week.
Love.
And this is the WeakLEE Podcast. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Tune in next week.